No matter how the world changes, China, as a responsible major country, will keep its major principles and policies consistent and stable, and serve as a staunch force for stability in a turbulent world. First, China will be a force for stability in promoting cooperation between major countries. Major countries shoulder critical responsibility for global strategic stability. President Xi Jinping noted that the major country competition is not prevailing trend of the current times. For major countries, the more volatile the international landscape, the greater the need to enhance coordination, and the more acute risks and challenges, the greater the need to advance cooperation. This year marks the 45th anniversary of China-U.S. relations. Experience and lessons show that when China and the U.S. work together, great things can be accomplished for two countries and the world, while a confrontational posture hurts both sides in the world. At the end of last year, the Chinese and U.S. president held an important summit, which laid out a future-oriented San Francisco vision. China will firmly safeguard its legitimate rights and interests and act in a sense of responsibility for history, for the people, and for the world, work with the U.S. to implement the common understanding between the two presidents and move bilateral relations forward along the right path of mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. Russia is China's largest neighboring country. A China-Russian relationship that grows steadily on the basis of non-alliance, not confrontation, and not targeting any third party, meet the shared interests of the two countries, serve the strategic stability of the Asia-Pacific and the world. And we present a useful exploration of a new model of major country relations. China and Europe are the world's two major forces, markets, and civilizations, and we should understand the international responsibilities on our shoulders. A more stable and closer relationship between China and Europe not only works to the advantage of both sides, but also brings benefits to the whole world. It is imperative that China and Europe stay clear of geopolitical and ideological distractions, see each other as partners rather than rivals, and join hands to inject positive energy into a volatile world and the way for overcoming difficulties together. Second, China will be a force for stability in addressing hotspot issues. We have worked to explore a Chinese way of addressing hotspot issues, one that advocates for non-interference in affairs and opposes imposing one's will on others, upholds impartiality and justice, and opposes pursuing selfish interests, seeks political settlement, and opposes using force, aims to address both symptoms and root causes, and opposes myopia. Third, China will be a force for stability, enhancing global governance. The international system today is under serious strain from unilateralism and power politics. It has thus become a common core of the international community to revitalize multilateralism. And in China's view, the authority and the central role of the UN can only be further strengthened, not weakened. And the purposes and principles of the UN Charter are all the more important, not outdated. China has dispatched the most peacekeepers among the permanent member of the UN Security Council, and the second largest contributor to the UN regular budget and peacekeeping assessment. China supports the Security Council in playing a primary role on peace and security. We support the UNSC in holding the Summit of the Future to explore more solutions to the challenges. In the face of the climate threat, China has contributed to the UAE consensus at the COP28 UN Climate Change Conference. We will cut carbon emission by the biggest margin in the world in the shortest time frame in history.